Glyos. It's a universal peg and socket system letting independent toy producers create fun and inventive figures with totally interchangeable parts. This week, I'm going to tell you about some of my favorite producers of these toys. Let's talk about Marty Hansen, aka the Godbeast. Like Knee Stuff, Marty was inspired by an O'Neill release, the Armorvore, and combined its bulky, powerful design with his lifelong interest in entomology and insect collecting to create the Kabuto Mushi, specifically the Mark II version. At about 3 inches tall, it's a burly little beetle, very wide and powerful looking. The aesthetic is unique amongst Glyos toys, where most tend to look robotic or in some kind of suit. The Mushi has a very organic round style, since it's trying to replicate the insect's exoskeleton, that insect being a Japanese rhino beetle. It's a pretty apt bug to use, as Japanese kids would have beetle sumo matches by pitting 2 of these beetles against each other, so these are accustomed to being fighting playthings. Granted, the real things aren't nearly this spiky. That's another unique aspect. Glyos toys tend to be kinda gentle looking. Now comes the Mushi with these spikes and claws and this glaring look in his eyes like he's going to kick Faden's ass. Something I really like about these is the paintwork, and by that, I mean the lack thereof, usually with just the eyes and the tip of the horn done. Almost all of the coloring is done in molded plastic, meaning it's very easy to swap parts for your own color combinations without anything clashing. I have a lot of fun with these just seeing how colors look together and making bizarre combos. Very bizarre. Took 5 Mushis to make this Euro Action Master monster, but I think it was worth it. Marty loves big, vibrant colors. Even the translucents he makes demand attention, with bright, flaring neon colors. These things look amazing with the light shining through them, like you half expect them to evolve into a new Pokemon type. In contrast to these lightly painted offerings, Mushi is now getting into DX releases with a lot of paint apps. Seriously, this is the prettiest piece of PVC I've ever seen. This is the Sectivorus Supreme, molded in brilliant gold plastic, touched in black, red, and completely panel-lined. This thing sold out fast for obvious reason, as did its wave mate, which aside from the neon green is a very proper ground beetle coloring, as opposed to the neon green and pink one. The standard build features 18 swivel points of articulation. A lot of the most expressive posing is thanks to the arms, which can have more range if the spacers are installed here. Some builds have them extending the legs instead, resulting in a tighter torso, but less arm range. In all, a Mushi gains you 26 Glyos parts, which is a nice bulk of components to create your own looks. That includes these tiny pieces in the back, which are a pain to get out. I always feel like I might damage something attempting it, but they make good detail pieces for builds if you can. Admittedly, that is something of a weakness for the Kabuto Mushi, as the organic build style sometimes doesn't mesh well with the more robotic and artificial look most other Glyos toys have. Its lack of switch pins also limits it a bit. Where the Mushi excels though is self-contained builds. A single Mushi can result in dozens of possible creations, and that same organic look that keeps it from playing with some designs makes most self-contained builds look great. It also means builds with multiple Mushis results in insectoids that could star in a sci-fi original movie. For extras, Mushis include a bonus head, a drone with a more ant-like appearance, and this opens up a lot more build options. It's even 2-sided. That's 3 insects in 1, a good deal all around. You also get a mini Mushi with every new figure. There's no building to do with this tiny thing, but they grow fast, and soon enough you can have your own swarm of these little guys. If you need more though, one of Godbeast's unique tricks is the occasional release of short-run resin pieces. In particular, more heads, usually of animals and other organic designs, which is rare in Glyos. But he's also created wings that occasionally get put up for sale, and I wish it was a more regular option, because it's a really nice set of parts to have. Collectors love the Kabuto Mushi for its unique aesthetics and vibrant colors, and for newbies, it's a great entry point if you want to experience the building system in a single, affordable purchase. I guess it's also worth mentioning, I said these are the Mark II Kabuto Mushi. There's also a Mark I, which is far more insectoid in appearance, taller than wider, and creepy as hell. This one I couldn't track down in time for the review, and it hasn't been offered since the Mark II's launch, which is kind of a shame, as latecomers like me completely missed out on what seems like an interesting figure. Hopefully, we haven't seen the last of it. Kabuto Mushi is seriously one of my favorite Glyos figures, which might be my love of Japanese bug heroes making me biased, but I love the look of the toy and how effective its color schemes always are. And someday, you'll be getting your beetles in king-size vinyl. That day can't come soon enough. But until then, these are satisfying my need for plastic bugmen at a time when Japan is letting me down on that front. Speaking of, as of this video, Marty's got a new drop coming up featuring these guys. And yes, these are straight up Insecticon homages. And yes, I bought 3. They're Insecticons. I bought 2 of these guys as well, based on the original Kamen Rider Ichigo colors. Some of my favorite Japanese bugs in interchangeable PVC, meaning they're capable of some very interesting transformations. These will sell out fast, so for my audience in particular, if you're looking for an easy, recognizable entry point to Glyos, check out Godbeast this Sunday. Now that you're all a bit closer to your entomology degree, here's some extra credit. Most Glyos toys are made from high-grade PVC. This is not only because the material has to stand up to the friction of being used for articulation, but also so it's tough enough to handle the constant pushing and pulling the pegs will endure. Solid PVC covers both quite well. In fact, I hear of broken pegs so rarely that it's come with stories of Matt from O'Neill Design inspecting the break personally to identify the cause, then taking measures to prevent it from ever happening again. The man is committed to quality. PVC also offers other advantages. Translucent PVC doesn't have the stress tolerance problems clear ABS does, and it doesn't get brittle and snap apart if it's cast in gold swirls. Also, these tend to be solid PVC, nothing hollowed out like figures you'd buy at Walmart these days. They are sturdy, and they can take a fall without so much as a chip. So if you see the price on some of these and wonder why they're kind of expensive, keep that in mind. These are built to survive.